Hi everyone, and welcome to Bacon Bits. On today's episode, we have Paranautical Activity, a new roguelike FPS by Code Avarice. This game has a lot of really cool qualities to it that make it stand out among the popular roguelikes that are out nowadays, such as The Binding of Isaac and Spelunky. Among those are two among many that I enjoy quite a bit. And that is a very unique voxel-based art design, and the gameplay is really fun and addictive. So we're going to hit play here, and it's going to take us to the weapon select screen, and we're just going to dive right in. So here on the weapon select screen, as I mentioned before, we're just going to pick a weapon, and then the game starts right up. Each one has variables that determine different stats for the player as well as weapon. So for this one we have speed, and this is our speed. It's kind of moderate. It does a lot of damage, and it has really high fire rate, but it gives us only 6 health as opposed to something like the Gilead or the tank, which gives us the most amount of health. So we're going to pick the dynamite, though, because it is my favorite weapon so far, because it's the easiest to kind of breeze through certain rooms, as it does. I'll show you here in a second. It shoots bombs. So, using this, we can destroy enemies with a moderate degree of easiness and simplicity, as it simply blows them up. So, in the game, you have one objective, which is to simply clean out these rooms that you're thrown into. They are the randomly generated rooms, I should say. As I mentioned before, this is a roguelike, in that each room and its loot and its enemies and its layouts are all different every time you play and every time you walk into a room. And hopefully these enemies don't kill me. Okay. So, as you can see, on the bottom here we have 6 health, and next to that is our shields, which are consumables, I guess you could say, in that they're not really consumables. I'm not gonna lie. That's a terrible way of describing them. They're like hearts, only not replenishable, and they don't have a cap. For hearts, if you lose one, you can refill it, but only up to 6. For these shields, if you lose one, you can get it back, and you can just keep getting them back as much as you want. If you happen to find them, they are very rare from what I've seen. And I've been playing the game for about 5 hours, so I have a pretty good idea of what is going on here, and I have a pretty good idea of how bad I am at it. Despite that, I am going to do my best here to not get hit and have my butt handed to me in the 3rd room. Okay. So, as you can see, when we finish up a room, the final enemy, sometimes not the final enemy, will drop some of these gold coins, which we can use to buy items from the shop later on. We've only really encountered a couple of enemies in the game. From what I've seen, there's 4 or 5, probably more. I've only made it to the 3rd level, which is kind of show how hard this game is. As much as I've played it, I've not made it too far. So the room layouts actually have not been that diverse this time, although I assure you, in the time I've spent with it, I've seen quite a few room layouts and variations. I should point out that this game is only in beta and just became available on Steam Early Access for you to purchase and play for yourself for only $9.99, or you can purchase it from their website, codeavarice.com, and the money will go directly to them, as you'll be purchasing through a humble widget, and you'll get a Steam key, I should point out. So the benefits of Steam are there, and it's better for the company, as they will get more of a profit. So if you're intending to buy the game, I suggest going there to do it. They also have it on Desura and Gamersgate if you want to buy it from those places. And let's try not to die to these flying eyeballs of Cthulhu here, who happen to split up, I should point out, if you haven't noticed that already, when you finish one of them off. And we are so close to winning here if we just don't lose 4 more health, which may happen, I'll be honest. It's happened before. I'm not the greatest Paranautical Activity player on the planet at the time. Oh, goodness. I'm doing really poor here. Let's throw 2 bombs at a time. I should point out, as I have forgotten to mention, as it is kind of difficult to commentate and play a game at the same time. You have bombs that you can drop by pressing right-click, in addition to being able to shoot an infinite amount of bombs. So we kind of have bomb overload here. So let's see, we can't buy this. This is a reference to YouTuber Green9090. Go subscribe to him, real cool guy. We can't afford the lighthouse. I don't know what that does. And we can't afford poison. Oh, we can. You know, let's take this. This will be really useful. This might give us some good luck. Also, we get the wings from defeating the boss, and we get to move on to the next floor. Every time you defeat a boss, you get a special, unique item that you can only get from that boss, and you move on to the next floor. So as you can see on the bottom, it says we are on level 2, the bilge. So from the wings, we get double jump, which are really, really useful for dodging and strafing, and the like. Especially when we want to avoid these gosh darn heat-seeking bullets from these moths, which are the bane of my existence, and I absolutely despise them. That being said, they're really well designed. I really think they're cool looking. As with many of the enemies in this game, and the lighting, I really love the lighting of the voxels in this game. I can't express that enough. That's probably my favorite part of the design in the game, is the lighting. So as you can see, the enemies are kind of glowing green here, which is due to the effects of our poison bombs, which I've never gotten to. This is actually the first time. There aren't a lot of items in the game, but I have not experienced all of them, so they're not that easy to get, which kind of accounts for the, makes up for the fact that they aren't too common. You can get items in 3 different ways, I believe. One is through the shop, which you saw before. Second one is through fighting the normal boss at the end of each level, as you also saw. And the third way is going through these special rooms where you get to fight a unique boss, and he'll give you an item as well. You know what? They're usually really difficult, but let's fight him anyway. Ooh. I don't believe I fought this boss before. There are quite a few bosses in this game, and seeing as though I've only made it to level 3 before, I have not encountered all of them, but they're all really kind of freaky weird looking. Some of them aren't. Some of them are. One of them's just a big whale, but they're really well designed, and they're all really, really tough. This is definitely one of the hardest games I've ever played in my 18 years on this earth, and doesn't beat out, some classic NES games, which goes without saying, as those were designed to punish the player. What do we get here? We get the winged foot, and we move faster. That's really useful. It allows us to dodge a lot better. So we're going to move on to the next room and see how far we can make it to show off as much as we can. I can't express this enough that I really, really like this game. As I've said, I've played it for about 5-6 hours, and it hasn't really gotten old for me yet. I've tried to record videos of this game through... Oh, gosh, the heat-seeking bullets. Or tracking, I should say. Yes, this game is very addicting. I haven't gotten tired of it yet. I've tried to make 3 videos of this game on separate occasions. Each time I had technical difficulties and had to delete them, but I still want to make more videos. That's how addicting this game is. I have no problem with re-recording and talking about how much I like this game and all the amazing features in this. I really I want it to do well, I want it to be successful, and I think games like this should be encouraged in the market nowadays that are unique. It's a good spin on the FPS genre that you don't often see. Roguelike first-person shooters, certainly something that intrigued me when I first heard about it, and I wanted to play for myself, and I was not disappointed. This game certainly delivers, and everything about it is incredibly satisfying. From the design, as I mentioned before, to the levels, to the weapons, to the bosses. Let's not go in there yet. Everything is really cool, and it's a fun experience. So we're going to move on to this room, and oh, I don't think I've ever encountered this room before. It certainly reminds me of the one painting with the staircases. I believe it's by MC Escher. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. I like to think I know my artists, but that might not even be an artist. Alright, so let's go through here and see if we can get some more money, I guess. Because money is useful in getting weapons and stuff. Or not weapons, I should say. Well, though you can buy weapons from the shop, which is a cool feature. I like being able to change it up sometimes, although I like to stick with the bomb because I'm pretty bad at this game. And it's a hard game, don't get me wrong, I've said that before. But beyond that, it takes a lot of practice to get good at it, and I am not at that level yet. I'm certain there's people out there that have no issues with these first few levels, but Yikes, 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 we only have 1 heart left. I did not notice that. Let's see if we... Okay. Did we get any health? We didn't get any health. That's bad. Alright, we're going to move over here forward and then to the right and see if we can get some heart drops or maybe some shields from this room over here. Possibly some money with which we can buy items from the shop. So these little ninjas are... Oh gosh, we lost the one shield we got. These ninjas are really annoying in that they turn invisible and they warp to you, as well as shoot little shurikens at you, which kind of will mess up your day. So we can buy the armor box, which we're going to do. It'll give us 5 armor. Oh, we can't buy the powder keg, because that would, I believe that would increase the blast radius of our bombs, which is very, very useful, especially with this weapon. Some items I've seen seem to be custom tailored around upgrading either bombs or other generic weapons. I shouldn't say generic, I should say weapons of a certain style or usefulness that I have not mastered yet. Some weapons are, they all have different functions, I should say. Very, very, very unique and distinct. The shotgun obviously works like a shotgun, like you'd expect, but the crossbow, you actually have to, you know, charge and release and fire like you'd think for a bow and arrow sort of setup. The bomb gun obviously shoots bombs that you actually have to calculate drop on, which is really, really, really challenging at times, but other times it works really well because you can target it a lot better than other weapons. We're going to keep dodging these spiders, and we took out the boss without too much difficulty. We're going to pick up this heaping mound of gold. Wow. And grab the skull, which gives us floating bombs. That's really useful, because now we can target a lot better. The physics are really good in this game, too, I should mention. The David Bowie I mentioned, the one weapon works as, it's like a boomerang-like sickle that comes back to you when you fire it, as is implied by the boomerang term I use so liberally when referring to that weapon. And then we have the Gilead, which is a kind of an automatic laser weapon, and I am not good with that weapon at all. It does very little damage, and it's certainly not my kind of weapon. So we've got this boss poisoned, and we're continuing to hammer him with bombs. This might be one of the best runs I've ever had in this game, if this continues to go well. And we got another armor box, which is amazing. We're up to 8 armor and 4 health. Oh my goodness, I hate this room with a passion. I believe I mentioned before I have never made it past the 3rd floor, so if we make it out of here alive, I'll be a happy, happy man. Let's just see if we can find the boss room without getting our butts handed to us. Now these guys are little suicide bombers that like to jump towards you and then blow up in your face, which is bad for business and very annoying, I might add. We're going to move over to the shop. Might not be able to buy anything, probably not. Let's see, vitamin C. I believe that increases our fire rate. Powder keg, we want that. And I don't know what rum does. Maybe we'll find out one day. Maybe we won't. One of life's great mysteries is the rum. Anyway, we'll dodge these ninjas. The double jump and the speed boost are certainly coming in handy. This was a very lucky run. As with many roguelikes, luck is a huge factor. Whether or not you get good items and what bosses and room layouts and enemies you run into is a huge determining factor in whether or not you're going to succeed. So we're going to buy the powder keg, and more powerful bombs is exactly what I desire, as that is the main thing we fire. That rhymed, and I didn't intend for it to. Let's dodge this annoying, exploding, 2-legged frog with a Cyclops eye, and keep taking these guys out at a steady pace. We might finish this room without taking any more damage, which would be good. Alright. Let's just hope those heat-seeking bullets aren't hanging around again. That was certainly a surprise earlier when I took damage from that. So let's move on. I really, really like this game, guys. If I said it once, I'll say it again, and I won't stop saying it because it's really fun, and it certainly keeps you on your toes. These scythes I've only seen a couple times, but they're really interesting. They stop you from jumping, obviously, and do damage to you. It's a interesting thing, as I believe the levels and rooms get more complicated as you make it farther into the game. I'm excited to see what floor 4 holds for me. What, you know, changes and what things are added to the room. As you see these exploding barrels that, you know, as the name depicts, explode when you hit them with any sort of weapon. They do damage to you or the enemies. Oftentimes I do damage to myself with those, or the bombs I'm firing. You know, even though this is a high-risk, high-reward weapon, it does a lot of damage, but if you're not careful, you're also going to mess yourself up a lot when using it. So, we found the boss, so let's go ahead and fight him and see if we can't make it to the next floor. It is Neptune or Poseidon, not quite sure, could be either. He fires that little piranhas, and if we defeat him, we get his trident, which is possibly the worst weapon in the game. I hate it, because I'm terrible with it. Keep in mind, if I say I don't like something, it's not because it's actually bad. Well, it might be, but in my opinion, it's bad because I'm terrible with it. I'll show you guys real quick. Yeah, you have to go pick it up if you want it, so we're just going to take this and move on, because I don't want to deal with all that noise. We have 29 bombs. We could be using those as well to be doing double the damage at double the speed. Oh wow, this is certainly new. Oh wow, this is new. Very new. Bad new. New is bad. I don't like new in this game. Let's avoid new at all costs. We've got this scythe that's going front to back, side to side. And certainly keeping me on my toes. This is weird. Whoa. Guys, the worst enemy in the game might not be the actual enemies, it might be these staircases. I'll let you know once I actually make it out of here. Okay. So let's go to the left here and see. Oh, that's lava. Let's not go in there. I want to find the boss as soon as possible. Oh, wow. This is bad. This is bad. This is bad. Bad, bad. This is bad. This is bad. This is very bad. Come on. Blow up. We got him. Okay, we got him. Whew. We were down to 5 out of 6 health and 1 shield. Let's see. Shield Lover. I don't know what this does. Maybe... I think this increases the rate at which shields drop. Don't know what that is. I think... No, it increases damage. I believe I've bought it before. And it was kind of a waste of my money because I'm using bombs and normal damage upgrades don't help. Let's see if we can take these guys out without falling off the top platform here. Oh! He's gonna get me. He's gonna get me. He's gonna get me. Oh, man. This game, it gets your heart racing, keeps you on your toes, you know. You gotta keep moving at all times or you're going to get hit. There's no strategy, I believe, that I've seen in this game that involves standing around and trying to aim at enemies. It's shooting and rapidly moving, twitchy shooting, you know, like you'd see in Rise of the Triad or, as I mentioned before, Doom or Quake. Oh, I'm gonna die here. Let's bounce it off the wall. Oh. And we've died. That was a really, really good run, though, and I'm probably going to start up another in really, really soon. As I said before, I can't recommend this game enough. It's $10 on their website, on Steam, Desura, or Gamersgate. Buy it wherever you like, although I recommend buying it off their website so the developer gets a cut of the profits. Anyways, this was Paranautical Activity on Bacon Bits, and I'll see you guys next time.